In this video, I want to talk a little bit why, we Northerners poke fun at people in the South. For the most part, it's not out of malicious intent. It's out of envious intent. A lot of people in the North are very envious of people who live in the South. I'll tell you why. Because you have Northerners who were raised in New York, Pennsylvania, Maine, Rhode Island, New Jersey, so on and so forth. And very rude communities. Now, I'll be honest. Pennsylvania isn't as rude as New York, but it's a rude state. New York is the rudest state in the Northeast. In the East. Yeah, it will be the Northeast of America. It's very rude. It is. As much as I love New York as a vacation spot next to Florida, look, it's a very rude place. It is. Don't go there and expect Southern hospitality because you won't get it. You won't. A good example of how rude New Yorkers are to tourists and to fellow New Yorkers is if you go to a store, it doesn't matter which store you're at in Manhattan. It doesn't matter. You're looking at, let's just say, candy at the Hershey's store in 53rd and 6th, I think. No. Yeah, 53rd and 6th. If you look at that, the candy store there, and you bump into someone while looking at the Reese's Pieces the Reese's peanut butter cups, or the Reese's Pieces peanut butter cups, which is the new one, which I really suggest because it's really good. But you look at the candy, and you bump into someone and you say, "I apologize. I didn't mean to bump into you." The thing that you hear of the person you apologize to is "go fuck yourself." That's exactly what comes out of the mouth of a New Yorker on a daily basis. That it doesn't have to be at a candy store you bump into someone. You bump into someone while you're getting a seat on a bench while waiting for the subway. The typical response by apologies is "go fuck yourself" or "fuck you," or this is actually one of my favorite things, which I overheard when I was visiting New York once. It was on a subway platform too. I clearly heard a native New Yorker say to another native New Yorker, "go fuck a rat." I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It was the funniest thing I've ever heard. It's like, how? It's like, now I want to know how that's even possible. But you hear stuff like that in New York all the time. A lot of New Yorkers are rude to other New Yorkers and tourists. And New York on the East Coast is the place where you hear the word "fuck" the most. But yeah, I mean, New York is the rudest place in the Northeast, and so with that being said, this is why a lot of people are envious who live in the North, or are envious of people who live in the South, because you go to the South for vacation. You're treated with hospitality, even by people who don't even know you. You bump into someone, and before you apologize, you say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know where I was going." And you say, "Oh, no, that's okay. No, I didn't see where I was going either." It's a better confrontation than a confrontation in New York. And and when people vacation in the South, it's very peaceful. It's a very peacenik society. People treat each other with respect, regardless of if you're black, white, Hispanic, so on and so forth. It's a very peace-knit community, and a lot of people who are from the North who travel down to the South for vacation are very envious of people who live in the South, because they're jealous, because they're like, they have such lovely communities down here, but we have shit communities in the North. And it's like polar opposites. It really is. It's polar opposites. You vacation in the South, and it's very peacenik. It's very polite. It's Southern hospitality fits every definition of the word. But then you go to you go back home and you're like, you are the rudest goddamn people I've ever ran into. And not everybody in the North is a rude person. Of course not. But the majority of us are. The majority of us are. Because doesn't matter if you're from New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maine, Rhode Island, we all have this attitude that if we need to survive, we need to have an attitude. But that's not the case. We don't need an attitude to survive. Um, it's true that that a lot of people in the North have an attitude, while you have people in the South that don't have attitudes and they get by just fine. It's an envious poke fun at the South, and also people who live in the South speak better English than people who live in the North. Uh, it's just true. They conjugate vowels and consonants better than people in the North. But yeah, that's why people in the North make fun of people in the South, because it's a very envious poke fun at. It's not a malicious poke fun, it's a very envious one. See you guys.